Good evening, everyone. Welcome back once again to Vicious Rants. Within your host, you to the son of the never Kayden Sims has some good shit. Gonna go over Raw to see what's in beautiful Buffalo, New York. And yes, I have been there, so I can attest that it is beautiful. But did not attend the show did not attend the Raw, even though it was relatively close to the Vicious Studios, because two counts. One, if I did, then I wouldn't get to grace you all with the glory that is me, right here and now. And secondly, well, family matters and family issues came before that, so yeah. But we are here, we are now, so let's get into the show. We're going to switch gears and talk about last week via the SmackDown Rewind and the big highlights from last week's SmackDown. It started out with the Usos coming out, calling for tribal court against Roman Reigns' gross negligence, use of his power and authority over the bloodline, all this, that, and the other kind of stuff. Of course, keep in mind, paraphrasing, and then Roman coming out, oh, I didn't call for tribal court. Y'all think you could do this to me? Really? Come on now. And then Jay, whoa, Boost. You see, we've compiled a good bit of proof on you. Let's roll that footage. And then they showed a highlight reel, basically, of Roman having major bad guy evildoer moments, like, come on, Jimmy, you got this. I'm Jay. Man, who can tell it? Who cares? You know, Roman lashing out at people. Excuse me. Roman lashing out at people, yelling, belittling, insulting, freaking out, spazzing, all this, that, and the other kind of stuff. And then Roman in the ring. Y'all really think that's me? Come on. That's not me. That's who I have to be when I need to be. I'm not like that. You guys know that. That's not me. You think I want this burden? You think I want to carry the weight of this whole family on my shoulders day in, day out, every single day, non-stop, for all of you? All of you. You think I want that? Well, you know what? Fine. Fine. You want it? It's yours. Then he throws down the title. Gives Jay the red lei he wears around his neck, supposing to signify that he's the tribal chief. Drops down to a knee. And when he drops down to a knee, you hear Paul Heyman scream. And I mean, scream like you thought somebody was disemboweling him with a butter knife. No, my tribal chief! And then you see one tear, just one single tear, roll down the side of Roman's eye. Then he just drops to a knee, looks up at Jay. Embrace with a hug. Then Roman, bam! Low blow right to the groin. Jimmy just looking like, the hell? And then Solo and Roman, they beat the crap out of the Usos. They go to town on Jay. And then Jay has to get taken out in an ambulance. Fast forward during during the course of the show. Easy for me to say. They say Jay left the medical facility and he's on his way back to the arena. Paul Heyman leans over. My tribal chief, I want you to know. Word is Jey Uso is returning. And Roman, let him. Then fast forward even further to the end of the night on SmackDown. It's Roman then saying, Roman coming out looking to have Madison Square Garden acknowledge him again. But as he's doing that, then Jay comes out. Jay then beats the crap out of Solo. Smashes the chair all over him up and down like crazy. And the whole time he's doing that, I'm just thinking, you know, Rikishi has to be pulling out that phone of his and just like, you know, you didn't have to hit your baby brother so hard, Send.
and just texting him like that, just to be like, you know, he's your baby brother. He's supposed to be you're supposed to be watching over him. I get you gotta beat him up sometimes, but you ain't gotta hit him that damn hard. I'm just saying. If I was Kishi, I'd probably ag him like that. But then after he gets done doing that, then he goes after Roman, takes him down, throws a few shots at him, this, that, and the other. Then it, bing, bang, boom, it ends with him being Jay, holding the title, calling Roman out, who's up on the entry, who's at the beginning of the entryway. This ain't over. You and me, we're gonna settle this. Tribal combat. Come on, I want you. I'm gonna whoop that ass. Basically, and then it ends. Then that's on how the show ends. So if I had to guess, SummerSlam, we're gonna get tribal combat between Roman and Jay. I'm all for that. So yeah. Other big highlights from SmackDown. AJ Styles had a one-on-one match with Karrion Kross. Saw a lot of people complaining, oh, they cut Karrion Kross's entrance by half, and they didn't even give him the TV spot. Okay, here's the thing. His fucking entrance is meant for fucking TV. If he's the second guy out, and he's gonna be having his entrance when it's cut to commercial, of course they're gonna fucking cut it, you fucking artard. God. Some people really, you just want to punch them in the head like a cheap hooker because they ain't got the sense. God gave a goat. Just, yeah. It was a good match between AJ and Kross. Wouldn't mind seeing it again down the road. Also, AJ had Mia Yim, as well as Kross had Scarlett ringside. Hoping that it transitions to where them two can start to get a little bit of a feud, more so, not to sound rude or anything, especially given that this is me, but let the girls get a chance to shine for a minute and show what they can do. Asuka, see, easy for me to say. Easy for me to try and make that kind of an argument. Asuka, Bianca, Charlotte, and Io had a little bit of a moment. Asuka came out, and as she was about to speak, talking about with the whole Bianca and Charlotte thing, then Bianca's music hits, and you see Bianca coming down, taking the earrings off. As she's coming down, like, ooh, she ready to whoop someone's ass. So then Bianca and Asuka start to fight, and then Charlotte shows up out of nowhere, and Charlotte starts beating the hell out of Bianca, and then them two going at it. And then Asuka's in the ring like, yeah, you two fight. I'm gonna be up here still being champ. And then Io, wham! Io comes up out of nowhere, smashes Asuka with the briefcase. Bayley's right beside her, does a rose plant onto the briefcase. Io then does a moonsault. She goes to cash in and then is thwarted. And then, we could have had a cash in. We could have had a cash-in, but we didn't. So, yeah. Edge had a match against Grayson Waller, and this came to be because Edge was on the Grayson Waller effect, and Edge was basically questioning if Waller could sink or swim when he was on there, and then said, you know what, kid, I talked to Adam Pearce in the back, it's official, you and me, we're going at it tonight. So, then this, oh my god, this was a damn good match. Listen, if you're going to go and watch something from last week's SmackDown, watch Edge versus Grayson Waller. It did not fucking disappoint one bit. Absolutely love the match. It was really good. Good storytelling, really entertaining. Edge got the win, and at the end, like I said, on the Waller effect, Edge was saying he doubts if Waller can sink or swim. At the end, after Edge got the win, he got the mic. Hey, Waller, you swam. Threw the mic to him and then walked off. Now, one thing do want to note, and it kind of sits in my brain. It's been kind of sitting in my brain ever since I read it. Edge did an interview, and he said he feels like he has a few more years left before where he can perform at an elite level. Not saying like an AEW all elite kind of thing, but more so like at a top tier kind of level is what he means. And I hate having to break that down, but there's going to be some people that'll try and split hairs on that, so yeah. But, dude, I get that. If you feel like, listen, you feel like, and I'm pulling random numbers out of the air, if you feel like you only got like 5 years where you can perform at a top level, top elite level, dude, make them 5 years freaking count. Make them 5 years count. And then you know what you do at year 5? Listen, I did everything I was going to do. I came, I saw, I fought, and now I'm stepping away on my own accord. Edge didn't get that luxury the first go around. He was forced into retirement. This time, he has a chance to actually retire when he wants to, on his terms. So as far as I'm concerned, I don't care if he says he's got 5 months or 5 years. I'm appreciating every last second I get with him on TV because he's that kind of a talent and that kind of a guy. And yeah, that's pretty much it for last week's SmackDown. So with that said, let's get into this week's show. It starts off with Finn Balor coming out as only Finn can. All sorts of hopped up mad because of what happened at Money in the Bank. And then Rhea comes out, basically having to be mom, Rhea being mommy, having to put Finn in his place. This has to stop right now. You two need to get your issues set aside. We're Judgment Day, we run things, let's get to it and run things. And then Seth's music comes out, dressed up in what looks like all black sheer, wearing sunglasses that look like maybe that thin, while holding a tray of wings, because, you know, you're in Buffalo, right? So yeah, then saying, you know, oh, don't mind me, I'm just here for the show, ha ha ha, nom 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 nom, all that kind of jazz. And then saying he's gonna fight Dom later tonight, have a proper match. And then, so yeah, that was the opening segment for Raw. Let's get into the first match of the night. Tag team action, Drew McIntyre with his triumphant return match. Drew McIntyre, Matt Riddle going against Imperium, Ludwig Kaiser and Giovanni Vinci, with Gunther ringside. The whole time Gunther giving orders and giving a 1,000-yard death stare to Drew McIntyre. And I gotta tell you, this good start, nice feeling out of each other, trying to get an idea on how to work. Heels were leading into the break. Riddle wound up being the punching bag into the post break. And the whole time you knew watching this, man, Drew's gonna make them people pop like crazy once he gets tagged in. He's gonna make them go crazy. And he did. Once Drew got hot tagged in, whew! It was nice seeing the people go back cheer for him again. It was nice action. Good. It was a good opener. Drew got the Drew got the win doing the Claymore to Giovanni Vinci. 1, 2, 3. Afterwards, you saw Gunther and Ludwig chastise Vinci and then walk off, and Vinci just sit like, oh, you know. So, yeah. Next up, well, then we were supposed to have Seth versus Dominic, but then, wouldn't you know it, they both come out, and then they're both out, and then Dom winds up doing a sneak attack on Seth, and then it proceeds to go into all of Judgment Day doing a beatdown on Seth, with then KO and Sami making the save. So then they decide to say, we're going to make this a trios match, players, holla, 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 for the main event. So we'll get to that later on. Next up, we got the MILF, man, Becky Lynch going against Zoey Stark with with Trish Stratus ringside, which, By the way, I'm not sure if I said it yet today. Thank you, Trish. So yeah, this nice good back and forth with Zoey leading into the break. Becky started to lead the pace post break. I dug the match. I thought it was decent. Zoey got the win. How that came to be, she missed doing the Z360. She had Becky up for it, and then just when she went to go lift her knee, Becky got on her feet, got her, wound up kicking her down, wound up bouncing off the ropes, and then Zoey wound up reversing it into a roll-up so yeah. Next up, we got Shayna Baszler going against Emma. They showed a little backstage vignette on how that match came to be. And it was just basically, to sum it up, Shayna saying, you know, I'll see you tonight. I'll show you what I can do when I get my hands on Ronda. So yeah, this was very much a squashy mixed squash match. Shayna got the win, shocker. And then Ronda came out, and then them two had fisticuffs for a minute. So yeah, we're going to get a match between them two at SummerSlam. Please, someone up there let Shayna get the win. So next up, we got Miz versus Tommaso Ciampa in a no disqualification match. And Ciampa pretty much, it looked like Ciampa went back to being the old Sicilian psychopath. If you get that reference, you've watched Ring of Honor for a very long time like I did. And man, Ciampa, he went ballistic right from the start on The Miz. It was a really, he was pretty much just leading the pace throughout the entire way on it. It was just, it basically, the way the match played out, while Miz obviously got his shots in, it played out like it was Ciampa's playground and he knew the exact way to do it. But, however, while the match was laid out like that and it went that way, that was not on how the win came to be. No. How the win came to be, Ciampa had Miz scooped up, almost like in a white noise kind of way, threw him down, got him, crunched him onto a table, and then just as he went over for the pin, rolled over for the pin, 1, 2, oh my goodness, he got drug out of the ring by Bronson Reed, who then proceeded to go and beat the living hell out of Ciampa, and then did the tsunami, and then Miz rolling over. 1, 2, 3. And probably the coolest part on that, in my personal opinion, was during the pin, you just saw Ciampa just barely lift one leg up. Like, still doing that. Shades of almost kind of, and that reminds me of like Mick Foley from the Hell in a Cell match with Taker. And it was just like, you know, even though, yeah, you got every last little, I'm trying to kick out, but I don't have the strength. Still showing that, you know, I'm fighting, even if I can't. So, yeah. Damn good match. Next up, we got Sonya Deville and Chelsea Green going against Kayden Carter and Katana Chance. And honestly, this match was really more so just meant to hype up the match next week with Sonya and Chelsea going against Raquel and Liv for their tag titles. So, really quick action. Basically, to sum this match up, a lot of quick action. There was a lot of quick action going all around. Not much else to really highlight. Like, it was quick action, decent amount of time, you know. Excuse me. Sonya and Chelsea got the win by Sonya rolling up Katana with her feet, with Chelsea having her feet up on the ropes on there for 1, 2, 3. That was it. So, yeah. So now we come to main event of the night. Seth Rollins, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn going against Judgment Day. And this was really good. Really nice pace at the start with the faces leading into the break. KO wound up becoming a punching bag for a good bit. Then Seth got into the break. Seth got in and then started being the bag for a little bit. And then Sami got the tag in. And then Sami started cleaning up. Really good action all around. Everyone had a chance to shine. They also showed that Finn and Priest put their problems and their issues aside. Not just with backstage. Not just with a backstage interview. With Rhea basically, again, being like mom, having to tell brother 1 and brother 2 to stop fighting with each other. And you know, showing Finn not fighting with Priest not fighting to get a tag in, but them two actually working with each other. Like Finn having a wrist lock and then leaning over, tagging Priest tagging Finn, that kind of action. And then they showed at one point Priest getting thrown into the ropes, and then whoop, hit the brakes because he almost caught Finn. Finn's back was turned. Finn turns around. Priest, hey, whoa, sorry, bro. They tried to throw me into the ropes. Turns around, wham, gets hit, and then falls back, knocks down Finn. So how the match comes to an end, Sami winds up having Dominic set up. He's getting ready to go hit for the, or not Dom, I'm sorry, Finn for a haluva kick. Rhea grabs Sami's leg, stops him, which gives enough time for Priest to come in, hit the South of Heaven choke slam. And then Finn goes up, hits the coup de grace onto Sami Zayn for the 1, 2, 3. Your winners, the Judgment Day. So yeah, that is it for this week's show, folks. Excuse me. So, like all normal, please do not forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, go back, watch some of the episodes when you can. Look for me on the Twitter at TimVicious. Make sure y'all also check out, I do also now got one of them thread Johns for the threads. Tim Vicious on there as well. And, well, thank you to my executive producer, Ali Ray Ben, who did provide the music for at the beginning of the show. Make sure y'all check out, it's on iTunes, Spotify, YouTube, SoundCloud, all that good shit. Details are down below. Also, thank you to contributor of the show, LFC Lingerie Fighting Championship. A little bit of wrestling, a little bit of MMA. A whole lot of attractive women wearing a little bit of nothing. Also, folks, LFC is now on Tubi. Tubi costs $0. Zero. You have literally no excuse to not watch LFC now because you can, oh, I can't afford the show. Well, it's on Tubi and Tubi is free, so now you have no excuse. Also, make sure you check out whatamaneuver.net for some Vicious Rights apparel. Help support the show. Folks, thanks to your contributions, the Vicious Studios got proper AC unit in here. Now the Vicious Studios is nice, calm, and cool during these hot July nights. And folks, like I always tell y'all, if you love me, great. You hate me,